to another edition of RedMarmotGaming. Today we are playing Black Desert Online in anticipation for a new grind zone that will be released on Wednesday, May 22nd, for the NA servers. This grind area will include 3 new grind areas which we'll be going over today. These areas are already in game, however they are not populated by monsters. The thing about these areas is that they'll be reminiscent of days going back to pirates, and that you will need to use either a ship or a swim costume to get to them. The first of these areas, which should be describing here, is Potter Cave. It will be shown here on the map. This location wasn't always like this. Previously, this island did not possess a cave system. Potter Cave now has a cave system underneath this island. You can access this by either boat or by swimming. Swimming costumes should probably be preferred in the long term for a lot of these grind areas. This particular area, though, will be the lowest of the 3 areas that will require AP and DP. The entrance is to the left of the node manager here. Once inside, you'll see that it is very expansive, and there are also areas to gather minerals and resources down here that are unique mostly to the sea floor, but since this area has a sea theme, you'll also be able to gather those here in a small quantity. The recommended AP for this region is somewhere in 210. It scales up there for the other regions as well. The other regions will require more AP and will be more difficult to grind, and we'll be going over those later. Since this content is not released yet, this will be just a preview of the layout of the grind area itself. So here's a look at Potter Cave. Another thing to note for this particular region, unlike Potter Cave, the death out here in the room system and the abyss means that you will have to spawn at Racid Island, which is quite a ways away. However, again, if you do have a swim costume of sorts, it is not that far. But again, if you do perish, and you happen to spawn on the island, that means you'll be spawning without your ship. So keep that in mind as well. The next area we'll be taking a look at will also require either some sea travel or using a swim costume. When this content is actually launched, there will be several other ways to get out to these areas. If you don't have a boat, a fishing boat, or something in the realm of allowing you to get easy access to the sea, the same methods you used to get to Pirate Island or anything thereof would have worked as well. Keep in mind also that since this particular area, the Sea Ruins, is located north of Ilia, there are NPC ferries that go from Velia to Ilia. So if you don't mind the wait, you can take a sea ferry to Ilia across the island, and you're in pretty close proximity to where this next location is. This is the underwater ruins. The underwater ruins are a bit different, and will have monsters like these in this region. They won't necessarily all be humanoid. Some of these will be ancient machines that you would be more familiar with in finding in areas like Histria in the Valencia Desert. This area, unlike Protty Cave, has a chance to drop the coveted Tumgrad ring. Protty Cave, as we saw previously, is a lower grind area, and therefore won't drop things like the Tumgrad ring. However, it will drop things like rainbow coral rings, if that is something you're looking for. This area and the Abyss both drop the Tumgrad ring. The ruins are more difficult to get to, however, as they not only require you to have some kind of means to get out to this particular region of the ocean, but also to dive underwater for a great extended period of time. These areas will both feature creatures that are common to Histria and similar to them, so ancient machines. So things like demi-human or even human damage should not work on them. Since they are considered ancient machines, you can probably expect them to also be resistant to most CCs, unlike other creatures. To access it, you can't swim directly down from overhead. You have to locate one of these archways that has a mystical, almost transparent door to it, almost like a Stargate. You pass through it, and you'll suddenly find yourself on the ground instead of swimming. This is the entire region of the ruins section of this area. The Abyss is accessible through the ruins, but that content is not able to be accessed due to the fact that in order to access the Abyss, you'll require 5 parts of a key that drop from both the ruin section and the Protty Cave system. This location here will likely lead to access of the abyssal area, which is the 3rd region to be released for the new grind area. Again, this area and the Abyss both require much higher AP and DP than what is required for Protty Cave, substantially. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'm the Red Marmot, signing off.